Hi, everyone. I'm Rob Ladd of the Cavalier Sports Report at Johnson County Community College. The women's basketball team advanced to 3-0 on the season with a dominant 77-30 victory over Southeast Nebraska over the weekend. Here to help us preview the season is women's basketball coach Ben Conrad. Coach Conrad, thanks for being here this morning.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's get going here, I guess, with the freshmen, to kind of preview the season. When we spoke last spring, you told me that recruiting was kind of a crapshoot, that you never were quite sure what you were going to get. So we're 3 games into the year. How do the freshmen look?
They look really good. I think you always know from a talent standpoint what you're getting. I think what I meant was you just don't know from a mental makeup standpoint. Are they going to be ready to play right away? Are they going to be able to make the adjustment to college basketball? And that's always a crapshoot. Some kids will surprise you and be more prepared than others. They've been very good, and we are very young. You look at right now the 6 guards that are in our rotation that are playing in the backcourt. 5 of those 6 are freshmen. So we are young, and we do show that at times. Whereas last year, we had two guards that were playing close to 40 minutes a game that were extremely experienced. Our 2 All-Americans a year ago. So we went from being really experienced, kind of savvy in the backcourt to being young. But I'll tell you what, this group we've got is very, very talented. They're doing a nice job. Talk about our freshmen. You talk about 2 point guards, Amy Briggs and Tanshell Hollingsworth, are splitting time at the point guard spot, both doing a real nice job. It seems like they both kind of complement each other well. One is speed and the other one is kind of finesse and just kind of understands the game. They both can shoot it. Tiki Johnson on a wing is starting to come on. She's starting to figure some things out. Mary Pat Speck from day one has probably been our hardest worker, our most consistent shooter, very competitive kid, athletic as well. Amisha Carney, another freshman out of Minneapolis, has done some nice things. So those are the guards, and then you look at our big kids. We've got some freshmen contributing there too. Dre Royne, her first college game, I think she had 15 points, 8-9 rebounds, and is doing a real nice job backing up Taylor Bird at that 4 spot. And then we got a couple freshmen that are getting some minutes at the 5 behind Liz, Kylie Cooper and Terry Inglesby. So, yeah, we're very young. We're getting a lot of contributions from some young kids, and they're progressing. They're about where they need to be right now. We just got to keep getting better.
Well, you're young in the backcourt, and I imagine for some of those freshman bigs, it's probably a little bit harder to get on the court because they're backing up Taylor Bird, who was the conference freshman of the year last year, and then Liz Smith, who was on the all-tournament team. How important is their leadership going to be as you progress through the season?
Well, their leadership is really the key, to be honest with you. I think at a junior college level, you don't have juniors and seniors. You've got sophomores, and sophomores, it's really amazing as I've been doing this for, 15 years at different levels, the difference between a freshman and a sophomore from a maturity standpoint. And then there's also a little jump, between a sophomore and a junior or senior. And so it's just really interesting to see kids grow up and mature as they go through school. And I've been at the 4-year level and kind of seen it from day one to, till the end of their senior year. But there's a big difference between a freshman and a sophomore. And we need those guys to step up and lead, and they've done a great job. They were tremendous in the preseason at kind of teaching our culture, teaching the way we want things done on a daily basis. And with all the freshmen we've got, it was a challenge. It was a tough job, and they did a nice job. And I think the base that we're kind of laying right now, the foundation is in large part because of the leadership we're getting from all those sophomores.
You've had 2 pretty big blowout wins in your first 3 games. How do you keep your team kind of grounded, not getting too big of heads this early in the season?
Well, I really think this team learned a lesson Saturday. Our first game was against a William Penn JV team, and we really got after them. And I think some of our kids maybe thought that we had arrived, and they thought we were pretty good. And I think we showed up for the Penn Valley game. And it was tight. I mean, it was probably a 2-point game at half, and they were actually putting it on us pretty good in the first half. And I think some of our kids, we kind of had the deer in the headlights look. Some of our kids were, oh, boy, we're getting beat, And yeah, college basketball is going to be tough, and there's going to be some nights where it doesn't work out from start to finish. But you've just got to stay tough and keep fighting. And usually after 40 minutes, it works out if we play right. But I think they got that lesson, and I think they got that message Friday in the Penn Valley game, because that was a little bit of a scare. And I think they know now that every night we've got to come ready, and it's fool's gold right now. I mean, it really is. You know, I think teams that are winning games right now, a lot of times they're just winning because they've got better players. I mean, they're just out personnelling people, just pushing people around, bullying people around. And what we've tried to communicate to our kids is when it gets into the league and when we go and play some of these teams, we're going to really have to execute and play smarter basketball than our opponent, and that's how we've kind of done it the last couple of years. We've been able to out-execute and outsmart people, and we're moving in that direction with this group. They're learning, but again, it's a young group, and in particular, when you're young in the backcourt, those guards control everything because they have the ball in their hand. They control our transition defense. They control what we're getting into offensively, and then they've always got the ball in their hands. So when you're young in the backcourt, it's always a concern. And it's always something that you worry about. And all summer I've been, oh boy, we're going to be young in that backcourt, and we are. And I think this team is going to be really, really, really good second semester. I think this is a team I would not want to have to play when we get everybody right. We're not right now. And again, it goes back to our youth. But our kids are learning every day. They're coming in with an attitude that they want to learn and get better. And because of that, I know that we're going to keep making progress.
Yeah, and that was going to be my next question as far as later on in the season. Last year you said that the teams that compete for a national championship typically have 4 or 5 girls that they can play at the 4 and 5 spot every night. Do you feel like you have enough depth in that front court to compete for a national championship?
Yeah, our depth is a strength this year. It's a real strength, and I think that was pretty evident. In our home opener against William Penn, we first part of the second half, we weren't real happy with the effort we were getting. I think we were up 45-10 at halftime or something, and so we came out in the second half. Understandably, I think that intensity level dropped a little bit, and so I pulled 5 kids off the floor and put 5 new ones on. I was pretty ticked, and we didn't miss a beat. I think what that says is our second 5 can play. We've got kids that can make plays, that can shoot it, that can score, that got some athleticism. And you talk about the 4-5 spot. You're right. We can put Andrea Royne in the game and for major minutes, and she's going to rebound and defend. She's going to get some putback baskets. She's a very, very athletic, long kid. And then you look at the 5 spot. We've got 2 kids playing behind Liz that can really score and can rebound and defend, and so our depth is better. Without a doubt. There's not much drop off when you go from our first 5 to our second 5. I think we're built in a way that I think our ceiling is higher. Okay, and I think how good we can become and the type of team we can be in March, I think that ceiling is higher than it was a year ago. Now, right now, are we as good as we were a year ago? Right now, at this exact moment, probably not. But I do think the ceiling's higher, and the potential for this team is probably a little higher, and how deep we can go in the postseason is probably, at least there's a chance to go deeper if this group gets where it's supposed to get.
Well, I tell you, being up 45-10 and being unsatisfied is a pretty good problem to have, I suppose. Coach, thanks again for joining us this morning, and we want to congratulate you for being the fastest coach to 50 wins in the school's history. You're only 3 seasons in. In fact, he won 50 games in the first game of the year this year. That put him up to 50. He's all the way up to 52, so breaking the record books early on in your career. Coach Conrad, congratulations, and thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Make sure you check out the women's basketball team this season. It sounds like they're going to do some damage all year long. For Coach Ben Conrad, I'm Rob Ladd. We'll see you next time.